I actually noticed this right at the beginning of the season. The update from Moonton was supposed to be really good, but there are really some players who are just so difficult to get along with. Like our EXP in this game, it's just Melissa. See? The update is already so good, but they still don't want to follow. They really keep forcing their favorite heroes. Players should at least learn 2 roles, so they have something to use in situations like this. But let's not judge too early, because by the end of this video, our EXP laner did something truly impressive. But before that, let's start from the very beginning. My opponent in this lane is Bruno, one of the meta heroes this season 37. This hero is extremely strong in the mid to late game, and by the way, he's using Aegis here, which made it a bit difficult for me. Another thing that made it even harder is that he also has a tank with him, which is Hylos. That's why I had to play carefully. I also didn't have Flicker anymore because I used it earlier. What's really important here is to focus on farming properly without dying. One of the worst rotations a jungler can make is rotating to the EXP lane first. But in this situation, it was actually fine because our EXP laner is a marksman. It's even better this way since the turtle will first spawn near the EXP lane. And honestly, I don't even know why matchmaking seems to be getting worse these days. I actually reached level 4 here, so I was planning to rotate to mid and then go straight to the turtle, but it was already too late, so I just decided to force some gold from the tower instead. Plus, Roger didn't even manage to secure the turtle, so it didn't matter anyway. I just went back to focusing on farming again. Back in season 36, contesting the crab was really worth it because it gave a lot of gold, but now in season 37, they've reduced its gold reward. Plus, the crab isn't even that tanky compared to jungle creeps. Our EXP laner is actually doing pretty well here. He's not getting picked off, unlike other EXP heroes who don't play carefully and end up getting killed early in the game. Bruno also tried to poke me here, probably because he knew that their jungler was already on the way. The sad part is, their jungler didn't make it because Roger managed to kill him, so I decided to fight Bruno since Kaya was already there to back me up anyway. See, even though our lineup is really bad, when there's teamwork, nothing is impossible. I knew that Bruno didn't have Aegis yet, so I tried to kill him, and I succeeded. I actually have something to teach you. If you know that your enemy's spell is still on cooldown, don't waste the opportunity. Once they use their spells, it takes a long time for those to cool down, so you need to keep it in mind. This one has no Flicker, this one has no Aegis. Don't just play for fun, play with strategy too. Look at what I did here. I think you can learn something from this. I'm really the kind of gold laner who doesn't just stay in lane for too long. Whenever I see an opportunity around the turtle, I always use the river to rotate. I clear the lane fast so I can rotate quickly. And because of that, we managed to kill their mage at the top lane, and we get the turtle. And then we use the river again to quickly rotate to the bottom lane and take down Bruno. I shall give the enemy. See, you really need to have a plan, not just mindlessly tapping buttons. The truth is, you guys are actually good at playing. The real problem is the teammates, especially nowadays. Have you noticed? In the Philippine server, some players are even thankful when kids have school because they don't end up teaming with them in ranked games. But the problem now is that Moonton actually made the matchmaking even worse. Sure, there are fewer kids, but now there are way too many bots or AI in the games. But let's get back to the game. I think their mage used instant transmission or something because he suddenly disappeared while we were chasing him in mid. He was heading toward the blue buff, but when Roger and Kaya tried to look for him, he was nowhere to be found. He didn't even show up on the map, like she must have teleported. I don't know, but it feels like Mobile Legends is getting better nowadays, right? What do you think? I went back to the gold lane to focus on pushing. Here's another tip I can share. If you're using Granger, don't hesitate to use your ultimate to check bushes. It's better to use it for vision than to get caught off guard and picked off easily. And after I cleared the bottom lane, I started positioning myself near the turtle to give our core some vision. If only they actually looked at the map. But oh well, I killed the Hanzo down here because he's pretty much useless. Not even a real core. Funny thing is, some players in Epic rank even try to use him as a roam. At this point, we were already way ahead. I also stopped rotating too much because I really wanted to focus on destroying the tower in the bottom lane. But then, their real core finally showed up. Oh, and by the way, I just realized that Lucas is already nerfed. They only made him strong back when the Naruto skin was released. Probably just to make you spend money. Well, that's just my theory though. I also took down their mage, the one who pulled off that instant transmission earlier, moving like Son Goku, but this time he couldn't teleport away and he couldn't even dodge my skills. Hanzo even tried to chase me, but just like I said earlier, he's not really strong. He's not even the core. I don't know. Matchmaking nowadays is honestly just crazy and kind of frustrating. I honestly thought I was the jungler in this game. Turns out I wasn't, but I still took the buffs anyway. It's fine because late game is about to start, and as gold laners, we have the right to take buffs too. I also went straight to the Lord to help my teammates. And since my teammates were already fired up, they didn't waste any time. They just wanted to end the game right away. By the way, if you want, try using Roger as a jungler. He's really strong right now, and definitely part of the meta. See that Melissa? That's our EXP laner. The reason she got strong is, first, Roger kept helping her early on, and second, the enemy's EXP laner was just Hanzo, which obviously isn't an EXP hero, so even if you're using Melissa in the EXP lane, if the enemy's lineup is like this, everything's gonna be fine. Man, I really don't know what's going on with this matchmaking. Even their core was desperately trying to chase me at this point, but the great thing about Granger, especially when you're fully geared, is his movement speed. It makes it so easy to kite enemies and reposition quickly. I honestly couldn't understand what Hanzo was doing the whole game. At this point, I just assumed he was probably an AI or a bot. I really hope they fix this matchmaking. The game is actually getting better and better, but this is what's happening. Honestly, most of us are really good players. I promise, I'm telling the truth. The real problem is, we sometimes get teammates where you don't even know if they actually know how to play, or if they're just messing around. I was starting to get a bit bored at this point, so I just focused on pushing. You know, a lot of the players I get matched with sometimes, they already know they're about to win, and yet they still manage to throw the game and lose. This Hylos has been wasting his ultimate the whole time. You can't even tell if he's planning to engage or not, though to be fair, he's doing a bit better now, probably because he has someone with him who also doesn't really know what they're doing. You know, to be honest, whenever I play, I always wish I had a proper tank on my team. The game just feels so much better when you're a marksman and there's a tank supporting you, but yeah, finding a good tank isn't always easy. At this point, we already secured the Lord. The enemy actually made a big mistake here. They knew they were already at a disadvantage, but they still tried to contest it. They should have just prepared for defense instead. If they did, they might have still had a chance to turn the game around. We were about to end the game, but Roger got careless. That's why Hanzo managed to pick him off right here. And because of that, our Lord was completely wasted. They even managed to chase us all the way to mid. But here's the good part. They didn't notice our EXP laner, who's actually a marksman. And that's it. Our EXP laner was determined to end the game, so he finished it right there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.
Victory!